Good morning everyone and welcome to another weigh-in update video. So I've been meaning to record this video for ages. Today's actually Sunday morning and it's a bit chaos in my house, as you might hear some background noise as everyone's getting ready for church, but I've got a few minutes to just quickly give an update, and I thought I'm actually dressed up a bit smart today, not my normal like maternity leave sofa dress. So yeah, I thought I'd just give a quick update on my journey. I was trying to work out what week I'm on now in my weight loss, and I think now I'm up to week 25. So I'm not sure, my last update said week 22, my weigh-in update, but it might possibly have been 21. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I've muddled up the dates. So yeah, anyway, but basically I've been maintaining my weight for the last 4 weeks. So this week is another week I've maintained, which at the moment I have been aiming to maintain. I've got down to 11 stone 7. I started off at 13 stone 4. If you're new to my channel, let me just rewind and explain. So my name's Natalie, and this channel I use to vlog my weight loss. I vlogged my weight loss after having my first son, and now I've just had another son, so I've been vlogging my weight loss again. First time after having my first son, I was doing Slim World, and this time round I am doing calorie counting. The first 2 weeks of my journey I used Slim Fast products to be in a calorie deficit, so I was still using Nutracheck but using the Slim Fast products basically, and I think I was having around 1450 calories, around that mark, because they do encourage you to have 2 meal replacements, an evening meal which I think is around 600 calories, and then you have 3 100 calorie snacks, or up to that if you feel you need it or want it. So yeah, I did that for the first 2 weeks to get me a bit boosted, to get me to understand my hunger and fullness cues, which it really did help me to do. It's just that after 2 weeks I felt like I was really craving to have like what I'd call a proper lunch. So yeah, after that I switched to trying to aim for 250 calorie lunch, so still very low calorie, equivalent to the Slim Fast products that I would have for lunch. Yeah, I just felt like, I could have, say, like a ham roll for that same amount of calories, just to make it more interesting for me. So yeah, that doing Slim Fast for the first 2 weeks helped me to drop 8 pounds in total, so that really gave me a boost. And for me, like, I was in a bit of a hurry at the start because I had a wedding coming up, which was one of my husband's work colleagues' wedding, and I felt like, I just wanted to feel a bit nicer for that, and a bit less like I've just had a baby sort of situation. And then another thing that's been a motivation for me is I knew I'd have my graduation coming up, which is in a few weeks now. So yeah, that's another thing that has driven me to be very sort of focused on this journey. So yeah, so I've just written a few notes. So basically it took me 21 weeks to get down to 11 stone 7, and I started at 13 stone 4. So that's just to give a perspective. So that's a total of 25 pounds I lost in 4 months. And that was through calorie counting throughout using Nutracheck. Some weeks I did a maintenance week because I have been doing diet cycling. So I'll put a link to the video around diet cycling that gave me the idea from Adele's channel, and also another lady I've been watching, Bowie Lee. She was also advised to not do like less calories week after week after week by her trainer. So again, that gave me the inspo about that. And I think for me this time, being in a calorie deficit, it's helped me to have some break weeks. Some people can just keep going and going and having less calories week after week, but I think for me it's allowed me on those weeks of maintenance calories in between my weight loss weeks to use some stuff I've got in the house, yeah, just slightly higher calorie things which I just wouldn't be able to eat and still be within my calories for the day, sort of thing. So yeah, I think it's worked for me. I've enjoyed it that way. So when I got down to 12 stone, that was my pre-baby weight, because I'd put on some weight before falling pregnant, and yeah, and so now I'm half stone lower than my pre-baby weight. I haven't got down to as low as I did with Slimming World. I got down to 10 stone 6, but I am feeling quite happy at the moment with my weight. I'm in and ahhing about whether I would like to go down to 11 stone, or I think I'd probably like to be in the range of between 11 stone and 11.5 stone. But I had a bit of a reality check conversation with my husband the last few days, and he was like, you can see you've lost so much weight, and I think you look like fine, like, yeah, but why think about losing more weight, basically. But we'll see. But I think for now, especially with the run up to Christmas, my baby's now on the move, which is what's making it a bit more challenging to film. He's crawling all over the place, climbing up the furniture, which has happened a bit sooner than what I did with my older son. So yeah, things have been a bit more hectic in a way. So yeah, so that is why yeah, I decided to switch into maintenance for a while as well, to just give myself that bit more flexibility, and I have been enjoying having up to like 2,000 calories. Now each day I don't necessarily have the full 2,120 or something calories is what Nutracheck gives me. I partially breastfeed, so I don't know if that is giving me some more, because I do tick that box. And I don't do exercise, basically. I had started doing some treadmill workouts, just short, like 30-minute walking with some few bursts of running recently, but like the last few weeks that's gone a bit out the window. Now he's moving around so much, and he doesn't like to be put down in his high chair or jump proof for that at the moment. So I'm having to like change what I'm doing. If the weather's okay, I'm trying to get out and do a walk or two a week, a short walk. But sometimes, like at the minute, it's been tipping it down, as you can see behind me. So I haven't managed that so much, or as much as I would like. But I know you don't have to exercise to lose weight, because it's all about a calorie deficit, basically. But yeah, I'm just trying to explain that actually I don't have a lot of exercise in my regime, so I don't bank up extra calories on top of that 2,120, for example. I want to try and start doing some more weights. Before I did like 10 minutes weights a day consistently towards the end of my weight loss before, and it really made my arms look and feel a lot better. So I want to start doing that. I've done that a few times this week, but I just want to build up to doing that, as I think finding 10 minutes in my day is something that is still manageable at the moment with the baby. So that's one of my goals for the week ahead, to try and do 10 minutes of the weights. I've got just some 2 kg weights. I'll put the link in the description to the ones I've got, and we keep them in the kitchen. My husband used them as well. So yeah, so basically I'm popping on to say I've successfully maintained for 4 weeks now, roughly sticking to 2,120 calories. Some days, if I eat a little bit less, then the next day maybe I'll eat a little bit more. But basically you can look in Nutracheck as your week overview. So I do keep a check on that as the days are going along in the week, to make sure that I think the overall calories for the week is something like 14,000 and something. So when I look at my last week's overviews, I've stuck to that overall in the week. So like I said, if some days were less, another day slightly more, or if I know I've gone over by 500 calories on Monday, for example, the next few days I'll try to rein it in a bit more, to purposefully stick to that calorie range. So yeah, that has been working, which I'm pleased about, because sometimes, like at first, with the thought of switching to maintenance calories, I was a bit nervous. I thought, oh my gosh, like I've worked so hard to get this weight off. Like, what if now upping my calories, I start putting on like £2 a week, and then it all goes back on, sort of thing. But yeah, I thought, no, I just need to trust the process and trust Nutracheck, because it's been accurate so far for me in what's recommended. If it said if I stick to this I'll lose a pound a week, I generally have lost a pound a week. Or if I put the box that I'm going to lose £2 a week, then I lost £2 if I stuck to that. So for me, I think the calories it's suggested has been accurate. So yeah, what other things? I haven't been following any food rules, so I'm not like on a low fat diet or high protein or anything like that. Each day is different. I try to have vegetables, like lately I've been eating quite a bit of spinach. I try to have some fruit. Lately I'm using frozen berries in like my overnight oats or Weetabix cheesecake I'm making. But yeah, I also have treats. But I'm trying to have low calorie snacks in the house. That's something that I am doing, and I'm trying to have an apple or a banana or both a day as just a little target for myself. Yeah, so but generally I don't have food rules. Sometimes I might have stuff with oil in it, sometimes I might not. Yeah, so I'm just sort of going with what I fancy. Yeah, in terms of eating basically. I do try to minimise having to weigh lots of food with the calorie counting. So I tend to more like buy things, say like if I want to put sweet corn with my tuna, I'll buy the small cans of sweet corn. So I know that I'm just going to have that whole can of small sweet corn with my tuna. So I don't have to do excessive weighing, because I think that's what can make calorie counting a bit of a headache sometimes. And like with microwave rice, for example, I either have half the packet or the whole packet. I'm not like weighing out funny amount. Yeah, and like, you know, I have 2 Weetabix and that's easy to put in. So yeah, and so in a meal I might only be weighing one thing per meal, like say my spinach, 45 grams of spinach, and then I'm having a packet of rice, and like yesterday I had half a can of spicy taco beans with it. Like very simple, it's not involving a lot of counting. So that is something that I do to keep the calorie counting simple for me. I don't do a great deal of cooking from scratch, but lately the odd time I have made a bacon tomato pasta dish, and I've saved that in my calorie counting app, the Nutracheck app, so I can just put that in simply when I eat a portion of that. So yeah, but I don't cook from scratch every meal. Yeah, just as how I keep it simple, but it's not how I'm suggesting other people do it. But you've got to find what works for your lifestyle and what's going to be sustainable in the long term. I'm on maternity leave at the moment, but in the long term I'll be going back to work full time, and we have other commitments outside of our work. So I know that for me I need quick and simple healthy meals that I can have for when life does get busy again. Because I know from last time I didn't manage to keep up with the cooking from scratch all the time, and I don't foresee that every weekend I'll have the chance to do batch cooking either. So I'm trying to pick and get in the practice habit of doing something that hopefully will still work when I go back to work and in the long term basically. But I think every time you do a different plan or a different journey, like you learn something along the way to apply next time, and that's how I'm sort of seeing it. So yeah, I think that's basically summarised it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope your weight loss journey is going well if that's what you're doing, and yeah, I'd love to hear how you're getting on, and I'm wishing you all the best. If you like this video, give it a like and feel free to subscribe to my channel as it's free to do so. Take care.